tips in this video are only helpful to you if you are mounted, and they are meant to help you remain mounted so that you can escape. Always remember that nothing is 100% effective in preventing you from being ganked in red and black zones. You will die occasionally. You will lose gear from time to time. But hopefully these tips will help. Number 1. Never run in a straight line. Remember when gankers are chasing you, that they're also in communication with their party and they're pinging your location. That's so everyone in their party knows where you're at and what direction you're heading. If you travel in a straight line, that lets them get out in front of you, post up, and get ready to dismount you. Always switch up your direction so that they have to stay on the move too. Number 2, never let them get ahead of you. You may think that that's a given. You may think that if they have fast mounts that they'll always be in front of you, but that's not the case. You can watch in this video where I'm on a tier 5 horse and they're on Panthers. They're never in front of me for more than a few seconds at a time. That's because whenever they get out in front of me, I switch directions and put them back behind me. Whether they're on Panthers, Huskies, Terror Birds, Bats, anything with abilities. As soon as they hit their ability and zoom out in front of you, turn around and put them back behind you. That's where they need to stay. This next tip will help you do that. Number 3, make them travel at your speed. You'll see here in a minute where I dismount. Do you think I did that because I was going to fight him? No, I was in a fishing suit with flat tier 6 dual swords. I dismounted because I know that my horse has a 3-second delay on gallop speed and his panther has a 5-second delay. I dismounted, waited for him to dismount, mounted back up and took off. That gave me an extra 2 seconds distance in between us before he hit gallop speed again. Control the chase. Don't make it to where they're chasing you, make them follow you. Control it. Number 4, always stay aware of your location on the map. Whether you use the pop and drop map method or the transparent travel map, or you do like I do and just use the mini map in the corner, always stay aware of your location on the map. Never noob trap yourself. Always leave yourself at least one extra direction to escape in case they try to box you in. And going back to rule number 3, making them travel at your speed. Use the environment to keep them slowed down. Make them travel as much as possible. Watch where I go up this embankment and go around this tree for no apparent reason. 1, it's hilarious, and 2, it makes him call out every direction that I'm traveling. Oh, he's going left. Oh, wait, he's going back down. Oh, wait, he's going back right. Oh, wait, he's going back up. Make it harder for them to communicate your location. Make them constantly be on comms. Number 5, never blindly commit to choke points. Never just run up on a bridge and cross it. You'll see throughout this video where I'll approach a water bridge and walk away, then come back to cross it, then walk away again. That's so I can see if there's someone there invis, so I can let their invis run out. Or draw them out and make them reveal themselves by trying to engage while I keep my distance. Just like that, I was able to turn around. The panther runs past me, so rule number 2, I turn to put him back behind me and I cut through mobs to slow them all down. Then I make a wide circle back to the water bridge that I just tried to cross because I know that no one's on it now. That's where I'm going to cross. Number 6, always keep track of the gankers. Remember how many there are. Remember what directions they're in and what approximate locations they could be in at that very moment at all times. This group did something I hardly see, and they did it well. They hid their numbers until the very last moment when they thought that they could get me. Unfortunately, they failed, and now I know that there are 2 panthers running with me, and there are 2 to my east-southeast. One of them's on a panther, and the Death Giver's guy's on a swiftclaw with a snow leopard skin. When I zone through, I cut to the right. I cut back to the road and see them speeding ahead, so rule number 2, I turn to put them back behind me. And snow leopard guy's coming through when the panthers are coming back, so this is a perfect opportunity to bunch them up and put them all behind me. One panther speeds down the road, so I turn right. The other panther goes by me, so I turn back around and speed past the snow leopard guy, putting them all 3 back behind me. Now I just go back to the other zone, and I have to remember there's still one panther guy in there. I have to assume that one of the 2 panthers in the other zone is going to zone through into this one, but I guarantee one of them's going to stay over there for when I go back. Snow leopard guy speeds ahead of me and starts to cross the bridge. I know that I could have safely crossed that bridge because if there was somebody invised on it, he would have dismounted behind me. So I'll go ahead and I turn here to put him back behind me as well. I see the red name tag on the edge of the screen, so I turn away from it. And this panther here has a bubble, so I know he came from the other zone. He heads back towards that zone, and then Panther 3 shows up, so I go back away from all of them. I start to head back to the other zone, but you treat gates the same way that you treat chokes. Never run up on them blindly. And as I'm approaching it, I see a name tag that just disappears, so that means that Bubble Panther guy didn't zone through, he stayed there and invised waiting for me to come back. So rule number 2, put them all behind you. Here I decide to run through some mobs. If you do this, make sure you don't aggro all the mobs, so some of them will hit the person following you. I only aggro the archer and the pig. The sword skeleton hits the panther, so I turn around and go the other way. This gives me another chance to use the 2-second delay difference on gallop speed. And instead of crossing this bridge, I should have went back to the other zone. I know that the Snow Leopard Deathgiver guy is here on the other side of the bridge somewhere. Here I expected the Panther guy to zoom in front of me again, but I think he's catching on that I'll just turn around and leave him if he does, so he doesn't do it and he stays with me. I know that the Snow Leopard Deathgiver guy has mounted up and he's to my west, but I don't know if he's headed to the north side of this water. So when I approach this water bridge, I go past it like I normally would, and I come back. In case he is on the north side of the water to my west, when I cross this water bridge, I use this stone in the middle as a block in case he tries to use Shadow Edge. He'll have less of a target to hit. And here when I see the Bear Paws guy, I go around this big stone tree thing to keep it in between us the whole time he has boots and abilities. I head back to the other zone. And when we zone through, I see Snow Leopard guy on this side. At this point, the chase is pretty much over. They don't even really chase me much more after this before they just break off and give up. Hopefully these tips will help you evade gank squads in the future. Some of these won't apply in roads because it's mostly chokes. Some of them will only apply in certain situations, but they all do come in handy at some point or another.